Joining.
We are open for business. So welcome, folks. I see some people still logging on. We're thrilled to have you joining us. We're at 76 participants. We're expecting over 200. We intended to do this as a not as a specific webinar, rather as just a Zoom meeting, so that there can be interaction. If you are comfortable enabling your video, that would be terrific. We will ask that you keep your audio on mute as we're going through the meeting. So just want to welcome everyone. My name is Elizabeth Walsh. Hopefully I know or have interacted with most of you here on the call, the president of WBEC-East, and we're thrilled to have you with us today. I'm just going to go over some of the housekeeping items. I don't know if you can see Jen Tilden's box, but she has a cat that has joined her on her computer table, and we love that. So if anyone wants to hold up their four-legged friends, that's fine. There we go. So we're all seeing Jen's four-legged friend now. So if you have kids or pets running through, please don't worry about that at all. We're a family here. We're having this meeting virtually so that we would be able to get to include more people than may be able to come in person. So we still recognize we're in this Zoom world, and we really do like seeing cats and rats and elephants who may be wandering around your room. Again, if you are comfortable, if you could enable your video screen, your video screen, that would be lovely. And I think we're going to get started. Please use the chat feature to introduce yourself. We will have an opportunity to talk to you about continued networking after this event, but you know, the key to business is networking. So everybody that you're looking at in those Brady Bunch squares is a potential contact for you and a potential customer. So we want to get you networking. So please feel free to drop all of your information into the chat button. And I will introduce. So welcome to one and all, looking at the slides. And I'm thrilled to introduce the world's best Board of Directors Chair and Vice Chair, Cecilia Isaacs Blunden and Cindy Towers. We have both on the phone today. So I'll turn it over to, again, the world's best chair and vice chair, and they are the chair and vice chair of WBEC-East.
So, Cecilia, would you like me to go first? Because then I get the privilege of telling everybody how brilliant you are. So I'm Cindy Towers, and I have the distinct privilege of being vice chair of this small yet very mighty board of directors, and the privilege of working with the brilliant Cecilia Isaac Blunden from Comcast, our board chair, as Liz told you, the incredible business advocate, women's business advocate, Liz Walsh, the president of WBEC-East, and 6 others who bring a wide range of talents and skills to the table that allow us to accomplish the mission. And before I ask the question, what is our mission, and try to answer it, I'm going to see if Cecilia wants to add anything.
I think you're still on mute.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm so happy to see everyone's faces on. Let's keep the agenda moving, but you know, just honored to be part of such a powerful group and community. So count you all among my network, and feel free to reach out to any of us today or in the future.
Terrific.
Thanks, my friend.
Next slide.
the mute button keeps toggling on its own. I'm not quite sure why. Well, people know me. I've probably got, witches sitting on my shoulder. All right. So the mission, right? I mean, in a nutshell, if you are a woman entrepreneur, if you are a person thinking of being a woman entrepreneur, if you have friends that are thinking of being a woman entrepreneur, no matter where you are in that continuum and stage, we are the place for you. Our official mission is we advocate for women business owners and entrepreneurs in Pennsylvania. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Delaware and Southern New Jersey. Anything from startups, as we said, we have classes, consulting, resources through our SBA grant in the greater Philadelphia area, and very robust programming that the team at WBEC-East, you'll hear more about it, but that they tirelessly put forward. And one of the biggest things and most precious things that we also offer is our WBENC certification, which is we are one of the certifying bodies for WBENC National, and it is a world-class certification. So if you are a woman-owned business, it is the certification that you must have. In a nutshell, that's it. So no matter where you are in your entrepreneurship story, WBEC-East is here for you, to support you. And as Cecilia said, we want to hear from you. We are a small board, but one that just loves to do what this organization does, and we're here to serve. And that's it.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Cecilia and Cindy. So now we'll go on to, in addition to the board of directors, the important folks are the staff. So I would love to introduce our staff. They are all on the call today. And if you all could drop your contact information into the chat, you can access both our board of directors and our staff directly from our website. But these are the folks who get it done. These are the ones, everything that Cindy and Cecilia spoke about and that you'll hear throughout the rest of today. We are blessed with many great corporate and WBE volunteers, but the real foundation of the whole organization are these faces that are smiling at you from the screen right now. So round of applause for the WBEC-East staff. Top in the world. So we like to talk about, in January, where are we going? It's the beginning of a calendar year. We all have our new day timers or our calendars ready, our journals ready for figuring out what we're going to be doing and what we're going to accomplish in the year 2023. This is a few of the items that we are highlighting, and you will hear more about them throughout this conversation. We did have our relocation to our new Philadelphia headquarters, 123 South Broad Street. We are right across from the Union League, right down the street from City Hall. We are back on a hybrid basis in the office. So if anyone has business to do in town or just wants to stop by, please feel free to do so. We also have space in both our new Philadelphia office as well as our Pittsburgh office. If we know that given the conditions of the past 2.5 years, some folks may not be renting their own space anymore. We do have space here in Philadelphia and in Pittsburgh if the need ever arises for you to have a meeting with a client in Center City or in the north side of Pittsburgh. Just get in touch with us and we'd be glad to host you and give you some office space. We will be returning to in-person events. Yay! We will continue to ensure that safety is the priority. We will have mask optional unless the venue requires masks or the times require masks. We do have hand sanitizer that we still give out at all of our events. We will be continuing to offer in 2023 a hybrid model because, again, our reach can be different and more extensive when we're able to offer things virtually, but we know that there is a real appetite for getting back to face-to-face meetings. So please mark your calendar. Our first in-person event will be March 2nd. at the Valley Forge Casino Resort. We chose that location because it's easily accessible from the turnpike or from wherever folks are coming. We will be having a Women's History Month luncheon. You'll hear a little bit more about that under our programs, and meet and greets with the corporates, but that will be our first in person. So we're looking for 2023, we're looking forward to seeing all of you. I did want to share that we have a date already for our Desserts and More and annual awards celebration. Please mark your calendar for October 11th. It will be in the downtown Philadelphia area. Those of you who were able to join us in 2022, it will be at the same venue, right on Broad Street. So October 11th, mark your calendar. Obviously more details to come, but it's a great event. We showcase women-owned bakeries and restaurateurs, and because we'll be celebrating all of our award winners, which you will also hear about shortly. And I do need to tell you that because it's a fundraiser, we have cupcakes and cakes galore, and they're all calorie-free because it's a fundraiser. So you can eat to your heart's content. The other thing that I wanted to mention is we're very excited this year. We're launching a couple of new scholarship opportunities, just in the growth and the trajectory of the organization. We're now at a point where we're going to be able to really investing in individuals. So we have classes that are available for whole cohorts, but through the gracious donations and efforts of many of our WBEs, we're going to be able to invest even more wholly in some of our WBEs, and more information will be coming about that. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention was we have, by a show of hands, how many folks are newly certified, or this is your first WBEC-East event? So I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing a lot of hands going up, which is fantastic. So one of the things that we wanted to do to ensure that this is a network, and it could be overwhelming. You see all these people and you're not sure how you fit in. We have an elite group of WBEs who are long-term WBEs who volunteer and commit their time. We call them our envoy group, and they are folks who really reach out to new WBEs to welcome you into the family. So we started an initiative 2 years ago. It's kind of purple. This is, pretend you're back in college and doing things that you're not supposed to do. There you go. Now we can see it. So we send out these envoy cards that are addressed to each of the newly certified folks for that month. And it includes the personal contact information of one of our seasoned WBEs, who then becomes your buddy and your friend to walk you through all of what WBEC-East and National WBENC has to offer. So we're very proud of this outreach, and we think that it will have a good impact because, again, everyone needs a friend. We're always amazed. You're business owners, and there's some people who think you could walk into any place and be comfortable, but we know the world doesn't work like that. So we want to always extend the most comforting way that we can for you to get engaged. So those of you who are newly certified, when you get your envoy card, on the back, it's blank now, but it will be filled in with lots of good information and someone for you to reach out to directly to contact. So those are some of our initiatives and exciting projects that we will be working on in 2023. And we're so thrilled to be able to share this and many more. We always consider ourselves a work in progress. So this is what we have at January. Believe me, by March, somebody will come up with another good idea that we'll be implementing. So 2023 is never done until the last day of the year, when we don't have time to implement anything new to satisfy the needs of our corporate partners and all of the WBEs that we serve. So now it is my pleasure to turn the microphone over to Rebecca Tom, who is our Operations and HR Manager. Rebecca, take it away.
Thanks so much, Liz. 2022 certainly was a very engaging year, and I'm excited to see what 2023 will bring. As a nonprofit, WBEC-East is truly appreciative of all the partnerships that help keep us going. We actually belong to two different national networks, one of which is WBENC, or the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, which is a national certifier of women-owned companies. With that, I'd like to now introduce Jill Sasso, the Chief Operating Officer of WBENC, to explain more. Jill, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Rebecca and Liz, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today. So as Rebecca said, I am Jill Sasso. I am Chief Operating Officer at Women's Business Enterprise National Council, affectionately known as WBENC. And I'm so excited to be here today and hear all that's happening at WBEC-East. WBENC was founded in 1997, so this is our 26th year, yay. We celebrated our 25th anniversary last year, and we were founded to develop a national standard for women-owned business certification. And since then, we've grown to become the largest third-party certifier of women-owned businesses in the United States. But achieving that would be completely impossible without great partners, our regional partners like WBEC-East, who are the boots on the ground, if you will, out visiting our WBEs, getting to know them. I love the Envoy program. So WBEC-East and our regional partners are the ones who actually do the certifications of our women-owned businesses. We treasure our partnership with WBEC-East. You embody all that is great about our network. And so we're so happy to continue to work with you this year. Not only that, really proud to say that Liz is the new vice chair of our leadership council, which is the executive directors of all 14 of our regional partners. So she and I will be working even more closely together there than we have in the past. I'm proud to share just a few more things about WBENC. I want to tell you the WBENC network is strong. We have grown throughout the pandemic and we continue to grow. And so it's really an exciting time to be a woman-owned business and to be part of the WBENC network. We went through some tough times, as we all know, and we have come out stronger than ever because of our fantastic, resilient WBEs, many of which are on the call today. So kudos to you. And we will be carrying forward that momentum, as you can see right here. This is our conference theme for this year is momentum. So let's take that great resilience that we established throughout the pandemic and beyond. We have so many growing and thriving WBEs, even those who struggled have come out of it. And we are ready to carry you forward into the next 25 years, if you will. And so just a couple of quick additions. So what are we focused on this year with momentum? So the last few years, you've seen innovation as a theme in our network, and we've seen so many great innovative businesses come forward. We've seen great innovation in some of our businesses to pivot and do new things. And so this year, carrying that momentum forward, we'll be looking at things that WBEs need to have a skill set in and need to be educated in. So one of those things is ESG, environmental and social governance. So ESG is a top priority for corporate members right now. Why? Because studies show that strong ESG initiatives create a more loyal investor base. And it's really just the right thing to do, right? We all want to leave the world a better place than we found it. Well, I'm happy to tell you that supplier diversity is deeply rooted right there in ESG. So again, it is a great time to be a woman-owned business. So kudos to all of you. We will be delivering programming across the year around ESG and how our women-owned businesses can develop their own ESG initiatives to not only be ready to do business with corporate members who have those initiatives and aligned with them, but actually augment them and make them even better. And so we're committed to you to do that. So that is all I have to share today, other than I'm just excited to hear more about what's going on here at WBEC-East. And so thanks again for having me. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Liz and her fantastic team.
Thank you so much, Jill. We really love WBENC and all you do to advocate for women-owned businesses, and we look forward to joining you in Nashville to continue that momentum. WBEC-East is also a part of another national network. We are able to operate as a women's business center through the funding that we receive from the U.S. Small Business Administration. And with that, I would like to introduce Jennifer Tilden, Supervisory Business Opportunity Specialist for the SBA. The stage is now yours, Jen.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to have an opportunity to speak to you. My name is Jen Tilden. I am basically the head of the minority contracting set-asides for the federal government for the Small Business Administration in this area. What that means for you guys is if you are a minority firm, if you are in one of our historically underutilized business zones, if you are a vet, or if you are a woman-owned business, your certification is going to immediately come through me, is the short answer. I put my LinkedIn information up in the chat. I realize some people don't feel comfortable placing phone calls. Some people feel much better dealing with text. I get it. I've been there myself. I have social anxiety. So whatever works for you. If you need to hit me up on email, it's up there. If LinkedIn chat works for you, whatever. I'm pretty easy to find. I've got green hair. But basically, I can help you with any of your needs as far as becoming certified. If you need certification for, say, the Commonwealth, or I saw somebody here in North Carolina, if you need a certification outside federal government, I'm not necessarily the person, but I can find you the person. But anything you're looking about getting involved, even if you're just wondering, is the federal market something you might be interested in the future? I'm very excited to see we have an 8A graduate on the call today. I saw Monica hop in. She's actually an award-winning 8A graduate. I love Monica. I've known her for years. And I see one of our WOSBs, Women-Owned Small Businesses. Hi, Lynette. So please, I try to be as approachable as possible. I try to translate government into English as well as possible. I was a lawyer before I came to the government. So if you just have questions about anything about building your business, like I said, I might not always be the person, but I can find you the person. And I try to speak real English, not government. I try to help people out in a way that makes sense for them. So I look forward to hearing from anyone. Thank you so much for having me today. And I hope to work with WBEC in the future. It's always been an honor.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. WBEC-East is so glad that we have the support of the SBA to provide so many resources to our women entrepreneurs. At this time, I would like to now introduce Colleen LaCoste, Certification Director, to review some demographics about the WBEs in our region and where we've been in the past year. Please take it away, Colleen.
Thank you, Rebecca. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see so many familiar faces. If you are a WBE, you have likely received an email from me sometime within the last few weeks. I am always happy to be a resource for you. And I also do 2 webinars every month, how to get certified and maximizing your certification, so that I can hopefully answer all of your questions. So it is my pleasure now to go over where we've been and all of our awesome demographics and all about who we are. So let's talk a little bit first about our economic impact this past year, because we do a lot of startup and growth programming. So in the past year, in 2022, we helped 22 women start a new business this past year. We also have served over 550 unique clients through our SBA grants, which comprises workshops and counseling for businesses that are either brand spanking new startups or looking to grow. Our clients have obtained over 1.7 million in SBA loans and over 3.9 million in other funding. We do a lot of workshops and support throughout the year. Our Finding Your Funding program is very popular, where we bring in local lenders. So we are really excited and happy to share these stats of how we have really helped the economy over the last year. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit about our WBEs. While we are one of the smallest regions in terms of footprint size, we are actually the 3rd largest RPO in terms of number of WBEs in the WBENC network. So we are small but mighty, and this is number 3 out of 14, so pretty big. We are kind of hovering just around the mid 1,700 in terms of business owners that are in our tri-state area that are certified, and we have grown a lot over the last 5 years. We were unsure of what to expect with the pandemic, but the last couple of years have been huge growth for us. So we welcomed 245 new WBEs in 2022. And of all of the new WBEs that we certified this past year, 33%, that's about 1/3, launched their business after the pandemic began. So we are really excited to see all these brand new business owners in our network. And another really interesting tidbit is that when we surveyed our WBEs both this past year in December and last year in December, we saw that 80% are currently either using or actively looking for other women-owned businesses for goods and services. So I always tell people, don't get so hung up on the corporates that you forget about the thousands of other WBEs that you could do business with as well. Next slide, please. So who are we? Who are our business owners? We cover every industry under the sun. I get this question so much of, will the certification, will the network be useful to my industry, to my business? Yes, literally, I have seen every business under the sun. Believe it or not, construction is our largest represented industry with 21% of our WBEs, closely followed by manufacturing and wholesale, which is pretty large, architecture and engineering, information technology. One of our growing areas is retail, food, and products. And our WBEs, we are in literally every industry: legal services, arts and recreation, real estate, printing, scientific services. If you are looking for a small business to hire or contract with for goods and services, I guarantee you we have a small business owner that could fit your needs. Next slide, please. So let's talk about the size of our businesses. Overwhelmingly, we have small businesses in our network. So just about 80% of our WBEs are under that 5 million in gross receipts revenue. And 14% of all of our WBEs are sole proprietors and single employee LLCs, so one woman show. Of our brand new WBEs this past year, 30% of our brand new WBEs are one woman shows. So we are small but mighty. So those sole props that say, am I in good company? Yes, you are in good company. However, we still have quite a few WBEs that are in the mid and jumbo size. We have a handful of WBEs, about 2%, bring in over 50 million in revenue every year. And about 5% of our WBEs have over 100 employees. So we've got some pretty big businesses in our network. Next slide, please. Our demographics are slowly but surely changing as well. So when you look at the reported, self-reported ethnicity of current majority owners, 20% of our new WBEs this past year reported themselves as being Black, and 29% reported themselves as identifying as a woman of color, which is really exciting for us to see how we just continue to get more diverse. Looking at the age of the current majority owner, 12% of our new WBEs are under the age of 34. We still have quite an overwhelming representation of our WBEs in the 55 to 64 and the 45 to 54 age group, but we do have WBEs from all ages and demographics within our network, which is really exciting. Next slide, please. So where are you guys all located? And before I get into these states, I want to give a special shout out to all of the people that are here from outside of our tri-state region, because we are so happy to welcome business owners and supplier diversity representatives from all over the WBENC network. I know quite a few people who either have employees in our area or just enjoy networking with us and participating in our events virtually. So please, I encourage you to continue networking with us. And for those of you who live in our tri-state area, take advantage of those 13 other regions, because so many people do virtual events. And if you go to WBENC's page, all of the regions have all of their events together on that one page. So you can see all of the events that are happening all over the country, all on that calendar there. So please take advantage of it. So let's look at our region. We have just under 800 of our WBEs in the Philadelphia tri-state area. Our second biggest area is, of course, out in the greater Pittsburgh area, so our two metropolitan areas. Areas that we are really seeing a lot of growth in. The Lehigh Valley and greater Harrisburg area continue to grow. And of course, we always get a good representation from the 295 corridor in New Jersey, as well as the greater Wilmington area. So we have WBs all over our tri-state area. even in the most rural corners, as our site visitors can attest to. Next slide, please. So WBENC is our national network, as Jill wonderfully spoke about a few minutes ago. So while we have about 1,700 WBEs, there are over 18,000 and growing WBEs in our national network. And this little map shows you where all of the offices are located, how all of the states are broken down. We have over 400 corporations that are members of WBENC. And these aren't the be all end all of corporates that accept the WBENC certificate. There are hundreds more out there. These are specifically ones that pay dues to WBENC and to our local RPOs to have access to you guys, to have access to our events, to our directory. So they are the ones that you're really going to want to network with. Next slide, please. So let's take a look at the future. We like to do a year-end survey where we ask our business owners, what were your goals this past year? Where are you going this year? So hopefully you guys saw that all come out in December and filled that out over the holidays or early January. So let's take a look at some of the trends that people were saying were impacting their business in the coming year. The biggest one that I think we all know about, 43% of business owners said that they are really focused on recruiting and retaining talent. We know that there is a shift in the workforce and labor trends, and it's a big topic this year. Financial wellness among inflation, 40% of WBEs said that they are going to be really looking closely at that. Closely followed by, of course, the rapid digitization of virtual work and the continued evolution of flexible schedules and hybrid offices. We know that the world is very different than it was 3 years ago, and people are really leaning into that future. Other really interesting things that are kind of popping up as top business trends, how marketing is evolving and influencer marketing, as well as eco-friendly business practices and a genuine focus on sustainability. And really interestingly, this year, supply chain security was kind of closer to the bottom of the list. Last year, it was our #1 topic that people were concerned about. So either supply chain maybe improving for some people, or hopefully people have kind of figured out how to navigate it and solutions. So just some really interesting tidbits that I wanted to share about what is impacting you guys and the information that you have shared. Next slide, please. All right, so I hope that gives you a good idea of kind of where we've been and all about who we are, so that we know what to focus on in the coming year with our programs and events and resources. So to that end, I am excited to kick off our committee chairs and introduce you to Carrie Donovan and Mark Lawrence, who are our chairs for our certification committee, to talk about how to leverage your certification. Take it away, Carrie and Mark.
Thanks, Colleen. Our mistress of data has put together some great data for the certification committee over time. So we can go to the next slide. So we are quite large, as Colleen has said. So over 18,000 nationally. Our RPO makes up just over 1,700 WBEs, which is just fantastic growth for us. And for the certification committee, each one of those we end up having to deal with one way or another as those come through every year. So Mark will talk to you in a second about how to help that committee out, because we're always looking for volunteers. And as you can see, we added 245 new WBEs in 2021. We keep getting continued growth. It's a lot to handle, and our committee is very strong. So if you move to the next slide. So if you're new and you are not certified, or you just got certified, or you're wondering if you should become certified, or you are certified and you're not sure if you're actually doing everything that you should be, or maybe you just need a little refresher as to why you should be, let's go over some of the highlights of what you do get with your WBE certification. So you get access to supplier diversity and procurement executives. And this is at major U.S. corporations, federal, state, local government agencies, not only in our RPO, but at the national level. And as Colleen mentioned, at other RPOs as well. They are all looking to work with certified women businesses. You will receive a WBE certificate, which usually is requested for contracts and bids where they are looking for supplier diversity in their bids. That certificate goes a long way to help get yourself a seat at the table to be able to receive an RFP. Your ability to utilize the WBENC seal and the women-owned logos on your business card website, product, and marketing materials. You are also included in WBENC's database of certified WBEs, where procurement professionals will be looking for someone who provides your good or service that is certified through WBENC. You'll also be able to participate in WBE networking events at the national level for WBENC, but also through all 14 RPOs, as was mentioned before. There are so many virtual programming activities that are available. Even if you aren't in California, you could do an event there, especially if you have a client that maybe has a site there. You'd have access to national one-on-one matchmaker meetings to actually sit with the corporate members and their procurement representatives at WBENC events one-on-one, where you get to meet with them and sell them your good or service, give them your best elevator pitch. And you'll also have inclusion in a local network of women entrepreneurs with access to education, mentoring, and eligibility for awards. This network is so crucial and vital to the success of your business, because someone else out here has had the same problem that you're probably facing right now. And this network is just fantastic for problem solving and lifting each other up. So our committee is looking for new members, and Mark is going to tell you what we are looking for and how we work. Take it away, Mark.
Thank you, Carrie, and good afternoon to everyone. The certification committee continues to be extremely busy, and with the excellent support of the WBEC-East staff, we look forward to another year of continued strong application volume. Our committee is comprised of dedicated volunteers from around the RPO region, and it's supported by the work of the committee staff. Our team of volunteers takes part in a streamlined, but it's comprehensive and it's rigorous training program that's very informative and it's exciting as well. We adhere to our organizational guidelines, and we apply these standards to every application. Acting anonymously and impartially, we work alongside the staff to thoroughly review these applications to confirm the ownership, the control, the expertise, and the independence of the applicant WBE. During our certification meetings, we present our findings from the applicant file and put forth our recommendation to the group for discussions as needed, and then ultimately a vote. With an ever-growing pipeline of applicants, we can certainly use your help. We saw what the volumes have done over the last year, and we expect similar volume, if not greater volume, this year. And especially to our experienced WBEs and our corporate members, put that knowledge to work for the continued growth of our RPO. We're seeking volunteers for both the application to be both application reviewers and site visitors. Conducted on a virtual basis for now, our application reviewers together spend an hour or so with a staff member in preparation for an upcoming committee meeting. During that time, we review new applications and prepare a recommendation to be put forth to the committee. Our ask is that these reviewers join at least 6 meetings per year. Site visitors are asked to conduct 1 to 2 site visits per month. A site visit generally takes up to an hour, and it's also handled on a virtual basis. This is the time that we spend one-on-one with the applicant. The committee provides us an outline and will highlight any issues that were raised during the file review. During the conversation, the site visitor will use this time to learn more about the history of the firm, understand the applicant's vision, and confirm that the pillars of WBE status are in place. The experience that I've had with the certification committee over the last few years, it's been amazing. I've had to work with a very experienced team, and I've reviewed, I don't know how many applications, and I don't remember how many site visits I've done, but they've all been an enjoyment. The process has been truly eye-opening. To review an application, learn about the journey of these applicants, and then to finally potentially meet them on a site visit really provides unique views of these potential members of our organization. I encourage everyone that has a little bit extra time each month or maybe a couple times a year, contact Colleen or Yana to get involved today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. Moving on, let's talk about programs, workshops, and events. I think this is going to be a really popular thing for everyone to hear about. So I am happy to introduce our Senior Manager for Outreach and Engagement, Steve Damweber, to talk about some of the programs that we have coming up and how they can really benefit your business.
All right, thanks, Colleen. Appreciate the introduction and welcome everyone. I want to first thank everyone for joining us today. There's a lot of great information and there's a lot more to come. And hopefully we'll get to learn about what's coming up very soon as far as workshops, programs, and events. Next slide, please. All right, so first I want to talk about our Doing Business with Corporates. For those that aren't aware or have not attended, our Doing Business with Corporates is a 1-hour virtual event where you really learn about different corporations' processes when it comes to procurement opportunities and supplier diversity initiatives. You get to ask questions directly, which is great. So we have a Q&A session at the end of these events where you can ask the questions that you've been wondering. And with that, these events will really will show how you can register through the portal, best practices, so how you can get in contact with the point of contact from that corporation, what they look for, ways, different opportunities of what they're procuring for at this time. It's a really great opportunity, and we have a lot of different corporates throughout the year. Typically right now, we're scheduling about 2 Doing Business with sessions per month. And it is a great way to also network with other WBEs, because as we know, you're not just doing business with the corporates, you're also doing business amongst yourselves. So we definitely make that a point throughout these sessions. One other update is that we are this year going to be testing out doing business in person, or bring it back, if you will. Look for May for us to have our first in-person Doing Business with Parks Casino. So the date is still not firm yet, but we plan on having that in May. So definitely we're excited about bringing that back into person. All right, and then also we have educational workshops. So we offer various different sessions throughout the year. You can see some of the names here. So finding your funding, how to hire, QuickBook basics, digital and website skills, using LinkedIn to grow your business, and many more. So these workshops really are great for any stage of business, whether you're in startup or sunset, or you're just are in the middle of your business. We always are continuing to update these workshops based off current events. So some of these may be familiar with many of you. Some of you may have even gone through some of these different workshops, but we always are continuing to add to them. We really use our end of year survey and different committees to try to always increase and enhance our workshops and what the topics will be. So using LinkedIn to grow your business is one that we're having for the first time this year, as we feel it kind of fits with current needs and trends. Our next topic is Power Hour. So if you're not familiar with Power Hour, it used to be branded as Water Cooler. We rebranded it. We feel that if we feel it needs a revamp, so it's now going to be called Power Hour. These are small group sessions that we consider to do double duty, which means that you get to network, plus you get to keep up with newsworthy topics from different experts that join us at each time. The next one that we will be having, so stay tuned, is personal branding for millennials and Gen Z. So there's not a firm date at this point, but keep your eye out, as this will be coming up very shortly. And Liz already alluded to Women's History Month luncheon and meet and greets. So that will be going on March 2nd from 11:30 to 3 o'clock at Valley Forge Casino and Resort in King of Prussia. So this event is a very good opportunity for not only to meet women business owners, supplier diversity leaders, purchasing professionals, and community leaders, but also to gain access and build social and power networks. So during the lunch portion of this event, you will be inspired by established women business owners. We actually have 4 speakers this year that exemplify this year's theme. This year's theme is going to be celebrating women who tell our stories. So definitely come for the luncheon event. You're going to hear great stories, and there's also going to be meet and greets. Those different corporates that are attending in the meet and greets will be releasing as we continue to gain them, but definitely sign up today. And with everything I'm talking about right now, please check out our website, WBEC-East.com/events. All these different events will be added, and it gets updated daily. And definitely sign up for our History Month luncheon and meet and greets. Rebecca, if you could put the link in the chat. We do feel this will fill up, as we've had a lot of excitement, and I know I've had a few WBEs reach out to me over the last few months mentioning how they missed the History Month luncheon and the meet and greets in person. So we're definitely very excited to have those back again. All right, so with all that being said, I get the privilege of introducing our next speaker. So she will be talking about new opportunities at the Women's Business Center. Our Women's Business Center Director, Joyce Kadeska. Joyce, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to talk about some new opportunities we have this year. As Colleen mentioned earlier, the Women's Business Center this past year served over 550 unique clients with over $5 million in SBA and non-SBA funding. So we're excited to continue to do the good work. WBEC-East is excited to announce 4 new initiatives in 2023 that will provide increased visibility and funding for the organization, but more importantly, opportunities for new entrepreneurs and WBE certified business owners to receive training and financial support for their ventures. In addition to the scholarships that Liz mentioned, here are 4 amazing opportunities we have in store this year. The first amazing opportunity is the Harmelin Media Women-Owned Business Scholarship. The Harmelin Media Women-Owned Business Scholarship was created by Joanne Harmelin, the founder of Harmelin Media. The scholarship will provide up to $10,000 in direct support to starting or expanding a woman-owned business to 2 recipients per calendar year, and at least one of the scholarships for each award period will be awarded to a woman of color. The scholarships can cover costs such as training, certification, membership fees, and related business expenses, and applicants must be eligible for the WBENC certification and will be located within the WBEC-East region, which is the Commonwealth of PA, the state of Delaware, and the 8 southern counties of New Jersey. We're really excited about this scholarship, and it's anticipated that the scholarship awards will be made twice a year, once in May and once in November. So that's very exciting. The second opportunity I want to talk about is the Capital One pitch competitions. So WBEC-East has received a grant from Capital One to host 2 pitch competitions in 2023. One of WBEC-East's entrepreneurial courses that is core to our curriculum is the Kaufman Fast Track series, which is a 10-week class that covers the fundamentals of planning and launching a new business. During these 2 cohorts, the Women's Business Center will host a pitch competition for entrepreneurs who have successfully completed the course. And during the competition, participants will have an opportunity to pitch their businesses before a vetted group of judges against a strict set of criteria for scoring. And there will be winners, with the grand prize first place being $2,500 and second place and third place receiving cash prizes as well. We are excited to note that our first spring Capital One pitch competition will be held on June 1st at the Capital One Cafe in Rittenhouse. So we are super excited about that. The third opportunity I wanted to discuss is the CPI Creative Grant. So Carol Philp, President and CEO of CPI Creative, has graciously donated $5,000 to cover computer equipment expenses for a woman-owned business. CPI Creative is a WBE, DBE, and WOSB certified business that has been in business for over 27 years. They provide custom product design and manufacturing. Carol, I know you're on the call, so on behalf of WBEC-East, thank you so much for your generous contribution. The final opportunity for 2023 that I wanted to talk about, we hear the honking horns of Center City, Philadelphia in the background, is Glossier. So Glossier is a beauty company based in New York City that has recently expanded to Philadelphia. They have a growing retail presence around the US. And given that they recently opened a Philadelphia location, they reached out to us to be their philanthropic partner. So we have entered a philanthropic partnership with Glossier, and they will be donating proceeds of a specific item, which is their mini beauty bag, to our organization. So for each mini beauty bag sold at their Philadelphia store, Glossier will donate $5 to WBEC-East. It is anticipated that approximately 2,000 units of this product will be sold this year. So you can already see how much that will benefit us here at WBEC-East. Our staff took a trip to their location, and it is fantastic. And so we highly recommend that you check it out. So those are the 4 opportunities I wanted to mention, and I'll turn it back over to you, Liz.
So, and actually another opportunity came up that I haven't even had time to share with the team. Graciously through Drexel University and our board member, Alan Riddick, who is works at Drexel and is on our board, we will be getting an additional 5 computers donated from Drexel. So we will be talking about how to distribute them. So you always want to keep in touch with us so that if we know your needs, we can be looking for specific ways to help you. The name of the game is, economic development for women-owned businesses. So we try to cover every base. So one more to add to your list of things to do, Joyce, but we're thrilled that Alan was able to procure that for us. So I mentioned that, we talked about, we have a really hardworking all hands on deck board of directors. We have phenomenal staff members who are the most dedicated group of people I've ever been fortunate enough to work with. We also have our volunteers, and our volunteers are you kids on the call. Our volunteers are comprised of council members, corporate partners, as well as WBEs who really believe in supplier diversity and helping to advance women entrepreneurs and their businesses. So the work that we get done, a lot of it is through the committee structure. I did drop in, and I'll ask one of the staff members to drop in again, the link to our website where you can sign up to be on the multiple committees that we had. You heard very eloquently from Carrie and Mark. We already have a couple of people who are interested in signing up for the certification committee. Now we're going to hear from some of the other committees that we have that we could always use your time, talent, and treasure, but we want to make sure that you know all the other pieces of the work that WBEC-East is involved in. So first we have engaging the next generation. And I will kick it over to Amanda Mortimer, the chair, and or Marianne Nielsen, the vice chair.
Hello, thank you for joining us today. Having served as the chair of the Next Gen Committee since it was formed, I'm excited to have Amanda stepping into the role for 2023. Well, at the national level, Next Gen targets WBEs and supplier diversity professionals. Here at WBEC-East, we focus on the WBEs and their key personnel in the millennial and Gen Z demographic. We want to connect you with each other as well as provide programming that is meaningful to growing your business and leadership skills. And Amanda, you're going to take from here.
Great. Thank you so much, Marian, and thank you so much for all that you've done for the committee since its inception. And thank you, the WBEC-East leadership team, for all of their support. We are so excited that we're one of the few RPOs that have an active Next Gen committee and dedicated yearly programming. And I am honored to be a part of the Next Gen committee and also your 2023 Next Gen committee chair. We look forward to continuing our focus on the four pillars outlined by WBEC Next Gen, which include community building, capacity development, access to capital, and strategic growth. If you're interested in learning more about Next Gen, have topics you would like us to discuss, or if you would like to present, please reach out to us. We are looking to add some new members. I will drop my email in the chat and you can reach out to me directly or anyone else on the Next Gen committee. So thank you all. We look forward to seeing you guys at our upcoming webinars.
And we thank you so much. I should note that two of the committees that you'll be hearing from, Next Gen and the next one, were actually formulated at WBENC National. And we want to always make sure that what's happening at national, we bring down to the local level. So Marian is actually the founder of this committee, and we thank her very much. I should also note that you'll be hearing a little bit about the conference, the WBENC National Conference. There are 14 of us who are the boots on the ground for the work that WBENC does. Each one of us is permitted to select a WBENC star who is highlighted at the national conference. And this year we have, whom you just heard speaking, Marianne Nielsen. So a round of applause for Marianne, one of 14 represented throughout the 18,000 certified WBEs that WBENC has. So now, so thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Amanda. Now on to our next committee that was also again started at the national level and brought down to the local level. And we have with us Mary Gano and Sharon Manker, our chair and vice chair for the Women of Color Committee. Take it away, ladies.
Well, thank you very much. So hi, I'm Sharon Manker. If you see, I've got my cowboy hat on because I think, that's just how it should be.
Yeehaw.
As you prepare for Nashville, right? I need the boots. But thank you very much to all the women who participate with the Women of Color Committee. The Women of Color Committee at WBENC National started out for outreach and development designed to build and strengthen the dynamic ecosystem of women of color entrepreneurs. And we continue to excel at making sure that we connect our Women of Color Committee businesses as well as WBE to WBE spend. We are actively looking this year to do some dynamic things. Other Women of Color committees from across the country have reached out to us. They found us on LinkedIn or heard about things that we have offered, and they see the posts that come out, on behalf of Women of Color Committee, and they want to partner with us. So we are looking this year to do some Women of Color Committee. So Women of Color Committee from WBEC-East RPO to RPO organizational powwows. We're going to have some virtual event planning that we are looking to. Some of those virtual events will include some personal development, professional development, and business development things that are offered. We are going to utilize our Women of Color businesses within our network who host those trainings, webinars, who have those capabilities to do that broadly, and that will be presented by the Women of Color Committee. We're also looking to see how we can do more outreach for Women of Color businesses. I got some messages that some people signed up in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We need your support. We need your ideas. And we also are going to be linking up with different local organizations who are interested in learning about WBEs and women of color. I take this step because I love what Alan's doing, because I'm also a Drexel alum, if you don't know, and all the Drexel stuff in the back. But Drexel's LeBeau School of Business is also looking, well, I'm kind of spearheading it. I don't know if they're looking, but they're going to do it. So what we're going to do is, when I'm talking to students, I notice that the students are coming out there and they don't know about women-owned businesses. They don't know about minority-owned businesses. And so we're curating, you'll see that coming down the line, some type of event where these businesses within WBEC East will be able to virtually or in person connect with business students who are looking for not only mentorship, but I saw that recruitment and retaining talent is one of our top concerns for our RPO, for our RPO businesses. And so we're going to have solutions for that. So we are going to be partnering with those local organizations who have reached out, which are Drexel and Harcum College, to see what we can do to partner and to better position future professionals to know what women-owned businesses have to offer, and to really, really hone in on the value proposition for women of color businesses and all our women-owned businesses within our network. So connect with us.
So exciting. So thank you. Next, we will hear from Dr. Erica Patterson, who will tell us about, we're talking about our WBENC Star and recognizing some folks. Dr. Erica is going to talk about how we recognize everyone across the network.
Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. It's so good to see so many faces on this chat. I think the last time I was in a meeting like this virtually, it was made in the beginning of COVID. It was so many boxes. And it's just crazy to see that we still have the option to do this. So it's good to see everyone virtually, old faces, new faces. Thank you for being here. So on behalf of myself and Barb Boucher, who is the co-chair of the Awards and Recognition Committee for WBEC East, We are really excited about this year for several reasons. One of those reasons is just to kind of take a step back to 2022, that I believe the Desserts and More in conjunction or combined with the awards and recognition, it was just a great event overall. It allowed us to actually get away from these boxes and virtually and have an opportunity to see everyone up close and personal. It was just awesome. And it was more awesome because we're able to recognize through the Awards and Recognition Committee, everybody in person. So kudos again to all the nominees and also the award winners of 2022. For this year, the awards committee is still in its early phases of planning. So for 2023, as we look forward to all of the WBEs and also the council members on the call, I just have a few asks of you. The first ask is, as we approach this new year, I don't really believe in resolutions because I don't never complete them anyway. So I just ask you, keep in mind when you think of WBEC-East, think of the Awards and Recognition Committee, and just remember to nominate. That is what we thrive on. We have great award categories for WBEs and also council members. So it is really important that we give recognition and praise to all those who deserve it. So if there's someone in your circle who is a WBE that you want to see them shine on the stage, or a council member and you want to see them shine on the stage for all their work throughout the year as it relates to supporting WBEs, this is the time to do it. Give the gift of praise. That is exactly what it is, Peggy. So we're really looking forward to this year. So again, on behalf of me and Barb, nominate, and then also be proactive. When you see a post about the Awards Recognition Committee, be sure to like it and share it. It's as simple as that. And then also you're being intentional. Another word that I learned this year through Brian, the interim president of EMSDC, is be deliberate. So let's be intentional and deliberate about recognizing those who need to get recognized. So do it now versus the later. So, again, on behalf of the Awards and Recognition Committee, thank you so much, Liz, to you, to your staff. We really appreciate you. To my wonderful committee members, it is such a pleasure to work with, and we look forward to bringing you a best program with Desserts and More this coming year. And as my last plug, if you are not on the best hot committee in WBEC-East, sorry, Sharon and everyone else, a little biased, but please come on over and join. But all the committees are wonderful. You can join any committee, but this is my time to shine for awards and recognition. So I'm asking you to come over here and join the Awards and Recognition Committee. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you. Everyone have a good day and be safe as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Erica. And folks can join more than one committee. I should note that all of the committees are still virtual. And we anticipate that that will continue, again, to allow for more participation. It is not a heavy lift. You will see on the website under the engagement tab information, and it gives a little bit of the time commitment. Of course, we're a nonprofit. We'll take whatever you can give us. You give us more time, we're going to take it and use it effectively. But there are committees to join, and it's a great way to network. It really is important that when you paid your certification fee, those of you who are WBEs on here, this is not like a chamber. That's not a membership fee. That was for the actual certification. To get involved, we created all these different opportunities, and that's what we want. We like to see people get involved at the local level and then move up to getting involved at the national level. So speaking about national, we have developed a national conference committee, because to be honest with you, it can get a little bit daunting and overwhelming when you go to the WBENC conference for the first time or for the 50th time, because every year WBENC adds a little bit more, which is fantastic. But we wanted to make sure that we were helping to you to make the best of the conference. So I will turn it over to George and Carol if you'd like to talk a little bit about the conference committee. And if we don't have either of them available, we have Colleen who will be stepping in. I see
I
George.
see Carol. I see Carol there too. Hello,
I see
Carol.
Carol, yeah.
Okay, we have a slide. Carol, do you want to take it?
You're on mute.
Okay, well, I'll start. Carol.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, the national conference in Nashville, Tennessee. Every year, the WBEC-East RPO gets together to ensure that everybody from our region, from our RPO, gets the fullest, the most they can from the conference every year. A lot of the veterans in our group have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and do a fine job helping the newbies that go to the national conferences. So what we'd like to do is have an opportunity for some knowledge transfer before the conference, hopefully. And I think Liz will give us an idea or the slide will of when we can do that. But also when we get to the conference, we always get together one of the nights early in the conference week in order to share stories, share experiences, and help one another to have a better conference. So we, as it says, take advantage of the opportunities offered. The getting ready for conference is February. Ooh, I
28th.
lost track of that. 28th. There you go. A virtual Zoom call, I would expect. This is a help for anybody who has not been to the conference before, especially. They get a chance to hear experiences from WBEs as well as corporate members to find out, things that they should try to keep in mind while they're at a conference. Everything from doing your research before you go, knowing who you want to talk with and where you can find them, to understanding that wearing comfortable shoes is a hell of a lot more important than the way your shoes look. So I think that the event information is going out by, there you go, I'm seeing a lot of it in the chat box. So at the conference, you're going to, as you see here in the presentation, you're going to meet supplier diversity professionals as well as the end users for a lot of these corporations, a lot of the strategic partner representatives. And these are WBENC members from across the country, as well as RPO members from different regions. Excuse me. And I love seeing the comments in the chat box. It keeps knocking me off here.
Yeah.
But of course, you've got a lot of the corporate members attending, as well as women business owners and their teams. They're there to not meet just with corporations, but to meet with other WBEs. We have a lot of great certified WBEs that have their own supplier diversity efforts. So keep that in mind whenever you go to a conference. Now, this is the largest event of its kind for women business owners, in excess of 4,000 attendees, and each conference keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I think now that we've moved ourselves a little bit further along in the COVID timeframe, people are dying. Well, that's a bad way to put it. People are really eager to get out and about again. The time it takes to go through this conference is such that you really should do a lot of work ahead of time. Okay, we can go ahead and hit the next slide if there's a next slide. There, look at that.
Quick little video.
Thank you so much for being here this evening.
been such an amazing conference, the best that I have ever attended, and I've been certified since 1999. The contacts that I have made has just been unparalleled.
The ability to connect with women business owners on a national platform is just such a rewarding experience.
Thank you for supporting WBENC through our 25th year of breaking down barriers and being the leader in women's business development.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just phenomenal. It's so great to be back here. It was so great to meet companies who are passionate about bringing in diverse suppliers, but also willing to mentor.
How did you use this network this week?
Oh my gosh, I have been so honored to be here. I first heard about WBENC actually through my very first mentor and my very first client. So they have just brought me into the WBENC community, and I've been so honored to be a part of this.
So thank you so much, George and Carol.
Okay, Liz.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to throw in two things. One is we just don't want anyone eating alone. And I experienced that because I was so shy when I first went to my first conference, and I just didn't know how. But now we have Liz and the whole team. So let us know that you're coming. And, you know, I'm going to be there on Monday through Thursday. So I am, you know, excited to work with anyone on how to navigate the conference. The other thing is that just remember that the corporates are there to meet you, but you can't spend like hours. So if you think there might be a fit, just briefly introduce yourself, take their card, and then do a follow-up. And I think that's one thing I might have learned the hard way. So anyway, you'll have a wonderful time, and please reach out to me if you want a friend.
Fantastic advice. And again, February 28th, we did drop it in our chat, but it is on our events page. February 28th, we will be having a getting ready for conference session. We will talk about the conference itself, but also your capability statement, how to present yourself, and how to follow up. So even if you're not attending the WBENC National Conference in March in Nashville, the getting ready for conference will get you ready for any conference that you will be attending or large group where you may be encountering corporate partners whom you are trying to secure contracts with. And again, it's always helpful to learn about improving your capability statement and just improving your presence and your own brand and how you present yourself. And then through the work of the Next Gen Committee, we'll have a conference follow-up session in April. Okay, so now you went to the conference. Now what do you do? So we really want to help you navigate all of this. Everybody has access to my cell phone number, and I will tell you in advance that those who are going, we will be selling very minimal cost baseball caps that will say WBEC East, so we can easily find each other. WBENC is also doing a Rep Your RPO. We're calling it Rock Your RPO. And with that will be Tuesday night. And we're all supposed to wear lilac or some way to distinguish that we're WBENC or that we're with WBEC East. Cindy Towers has volunteered to color her whole hair purple so that she can be fine. But you'll be looking for all of us, and we'll be getting you information on how to purchase the WBEC East baseball cap. And we will have a Monday evening gathering, likely at Dave and Buster's. More details to come, but it's a great way for just our RPO to get together. So lots of good activities. The conference committee is certainly one that you can join. We really only convene it in advance of the WBENC National Conference. So that's probably the latest lift, but when you're there, it might be the heaviest because we do ask you to really interact with folks. Again, like Carol said, to make you feel comfortable and to make it be a great experience for you. So now on, so we talked a lot about local and what we're doing at the WBEC East level. We also know that we work very closely under the auspices of and in partnership with WBENC National. So I'm thrilled to represent the vice chair of WBENC National Forum, who happens to be in our area, the one and only Miss Peggy Del Fabro. Take it away, Peggy.
Thank you, Liz. Actually, in 2023, this is my first year as chair of the forum this year. So I'm really excited about that. And just as a follow-up to National Conference, we're really excited at M. Davis that we're one of the 8 co-chairs of the conference. There are 4 corporate co-chairs and 4 WBE co-chairs of the conference. So you'll see that logo. You'll be tired of it by the time you leave, but it'll be out there. So welcome everybody. Like I said, I'm chair of the forum this year. And what is the forum? The forum is the Women's Business Enterprise Forum. It's a select group of WBEs that are nominated by their RPO and appointed by WBENC. And really the bottom line is that we represent all the WBEs in the WBENC network. And we try to make sure that the interests of all WBEs are considered. So we are there to help you. It's a great organization, and it's a great way to get involved. And a little bit more about National Conference and what you can expect with the forum. So if you can come in on Monday, that's when all the forum activities happen, starting at 3:15. All WBEs are invited to our meeting that starts at 3:15, followed by a speaker at 5 o'clock with our Women of Color and Women in Pride committees as well. So it's a great opportunity to meet WBEs that are highly engaged in the WBENC network. And I guarantee that you will be amazed at the energy level in that meeting. I mean, you'll just be, it's tremendous. You have to be there to really experience it. So, you know, if you can come in on Monday, it'll give you just a greater opportunity to see what the forum is about so that you're aware of it and how does it impact you and does that fit into your plans moving forward. And speaking of plans moving forward, if we can go to the next slide, I'm going to talk about how to navigate this whole national network. So how to get started. And it's interesting because I look at this slide and I wrote down this slide works. I took every step on this graphic and it really did work. And that was because it was what was right for me. And really the way you get started is getting certified, but then getting involved at your regional level, volunteering on committees and nominating people for awards. It's really, those are your first steps once you're certified. And then, thinking about national involvement, you have to take a look at your business and say, okay, if I'm going to get involved at a national level, is a broader reach in the cards for my company? Is that what's best for my company? So, those are things to consider. This graphic is really a good roadmap, so to speak, to help you navigate all that. And just to kind of close things out, I've been certified since 2009. And I have to say, in my book, the WBEC network has been just tremendous. It's very rewarding to help others, and the friendships that you create in that network, you won't be sorry. You won't be sorry. So anyway, even though I represent you on the national level, I still stay engaged at the local level. So WBEC WBEC East, you know, you haven't seen the last of me. I'm still going to be around. And I'm really proud to represent all of you. And I'm really proud to have started in WBEC East. So turn it back over to you, Liz. Oh, you're on mute.
Yep, thank you. Thank you so much. So one last presentation before we kind of wrap things up. The WBEC East is a nonprofit organization, and as noted, and I dropped in the chat some of our other board members besides Cindy and Cecilia who are available today. We also are sponsored and funded and supported by 60 representative companies who have supplier diversity programs and who believe in the mission and the value of supplier diversity. We call them our council members, our council partners. I'm happy to introduce our chair of our WBEC East Council, Valerie Shearer. Val, take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see so many people attending today. There's been a lot of great information shared, a lot of committees that would welcome your participation and would gladly take on anything you're willing to provide. Also, just a reminder that we will have quarterly meetings this year. So please try and attend. As we get closer to the meetings, agendas and good information will come out for those meetings. There's also additional events that may come up throughout the year. So as a working group, we will continue to grow those and add new ones as we go throughout the year. I'd also like to thank everybody for their annual dues and sponsorships. Anyone that was able to provide additional funding for the sponsors, we really, really appreciate that. That's what helps us do the things we do and grow. This is a great RPO. I belong to several RPOs and I'm going to be a little biased. This is my favorite one. There's just a great group of people here. And, you know, if you ever need any help, you can reach out to any of us and we'll be more than happy to help in any way we can. The conference is coming up. It is a great way to meet companies as well as meet some people within this RPO as well as other RPOs. So just a lot of great opportunities coming up. We hope you stay involved. If you have questions, please let us know. Anything we can do to assist, we are here for you.
Thank you so much, Val. And
Thank
on
you.
the screen, what you're seeing are all of our current council members. So these are the organizations that we help you to, someone asked a question, what is an RPO? An RPO, so Colleen showed that map that designates all of WBENC, because WBENC, it gets a little bit confusing because it's both the organization and the certification. WBENC is headquartered in Washington, D.C. They approve and work with 14 organizations that work as boots on the ground, and we are called regional partner organizations. We shorten that to RPO. Sorry, we're so used to talking our own language, our own jargon. But the RPOs, Colleen is dropping in the map that links to WBENC's website that will show you. So it basically talks about which RPO has which geographical area. So ours is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the state of Delaware, and 8 counties in southern New Jersey. And that's why when Colleen was reviewing where we've been and where we're going, she shows that map so that you can see the WBEs that are specifically through our distinct RPO. So it's just a shortened version for the territory that we serve, but it's important to know that you can, this is a network. So the certification happens from where you're from the RPO in which your business is headquartered, but you can participate, and we encourage you to, across all of the RPOs, because everyone offers many, many workshops and different opportunities for you. So sorry, that was a little digression. Other than that, we're just about on track. I think I'm taking up a little bit too long, Steve. I'll wrap it up now. But here are our 2022 sponsors, and we thank them. These are our council members who were able to provide additional, in addition to the membership fees, additional sponsorship. And we also seek sponsorship from WBEs. Again, we are a nonprofit organization, and we send information out on getting engaged. Sometimes people have time, sometimes people have talent, sometimes people have treasure. We'll take any of those T's, one or more, but you know, we love taking advantage of your time, talent, and treasure in advancing and furthering our mission and the work that we do. So we're going to be wrapping up. Before I kick it back over to Steve, I wanted to mention our Galentine's Day catalog. So if someone could drop that into the chat, once a year, Galentine's Day. Remember, Galentine's Day is a day to celebrate the women in your life, but don't forget to celebrate yourself. So everyone should be buying Galentine's gifts for their BFFs, for their mothers, for the women and men in their lives. We put together a Galentine's catalog of a number of the WBEs in our area who offer products or services. Many of them have graciously contributed a discount code. Please take a look. Steve has it out there all over on social media. It's on the front page of our website. The codes get active February 1st, but you will be amazed at some of the services that you access on a daily basis that can be accessed by a certified woman business owner. So just didn't want to forget to mention Galentine's Day. And now I'm going to kick it off to Steve, who will wrap us up.
All right, thanks, Liz. So with an effort of engagement, I definitely want to tell everyone to stay connected. I know Dr. Patterson mentioned, follow us, share, repost, like what we post. You could see all of our platforms here that we're part of. Additionally, if you want to join in for our newsletter, if you go to our WBEC-East homepage at the top in purple, you could sign up automatically for our newsletter. Also, to continue to stay connected amongst each other, I would like to launch a poll. So Colleen, if you could, and I see people are kind of leaving, but hopefully everyone that's still here, if you could please just answer the yes or no to the poll that you'll see on your screen. We just want to be able to share contact information. Maybe it's not working. Hopefully everyone's seeing that now. Okay. We just want to be able to share contact information for those that are willing, for everyone that attended this call today. So please feel free to answer yes or no so we can collect that data.
So I'm not sure if it's working for everyone, but 4 out of 4 said yes, and no one said no. So we only have 4 people who were able to access that poll. The reason that we're doing this is because we usually in the everybody wants their information shared. We're going to share the information. All right, you're all coming through now at once. Woo, I'm getting dizzy. What we usually do is before, when you register for an event, we ask if you want your contact information shared. Some people are private and they're certainly allowed to be, but part of what we think is our responsibility and our service to you is keeping the conversation going. We're all going to hang up. We're going to go back to what we do. If we didn't save those links that we put in the chat, we're going to forget about them. This is a way to not. So this is a way to continue talking and making friends and reaching out to the folks that we specifically highlighted on this call. So we are just at 2:30. You can tell this is woman-run organization. Although I will say that it's Steve who does everything that you see out in the public. He's our great he's for she's. But you can tell we're all women business owners because we're ending on time. We're good to go for our timing. So my cell phone number is plastered everywhere. You can call my office, but cell phone's usually better. And we are here for you. And we think that 2023 is going to be a phenomenal year. And we're looking forward to your ideas. We're looking forward to seeing you March 2nd. We're looking forward to you buying products through our Galentine's Day catalog. And we're looking forward to serving you for the whole rest of the year. So That's the end. Mic drop. Peace out. And have a wonderful rest of the day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Nadira.
All right, take care. You said my name. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, everyone.
Hi, Elizabeth. Can you give me your cell number again?
Yes, 215.
Okay.
936.
Okay.
9392.
92. Okay, thank you very much and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
She said not, I think it's in her, it's on the thing. All right.
And we're just staying on because we have a follow-up meeting. So, but go ahead and feel free to hang up the call. And thank you all for joining us. Now, if you're not hanging up, we know that you had us on and you stepped away. You're caught. Okay, so
that was a great annual meeting.
oh, hi. Hey, does everybody know that Alan got married? Woohoo! Alan Riddick is off the market.
You should have came to me first, Alan, but you should have let me know.
Steve, you're always in my Rolodex for hard times.
So
Good to see everyone.
some of us are staying on to talk to Alan about an opportunity he has. So yeah, if you don't have to stay on, you don't have to stay on.
Bye.
But thank you. And Alan, PNC, Rebecca, PNC was a member before, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they dropped off. But
Yep.
if they want to join again, we'll take them, honey.
Yeah, I was at a meeting and then it got further, it got further developed in regards to not just Drexel, but what's going on in the region. I mentioned WBEC-East. They talked about how they want to be a part of more in regards to women business enterprises, and I'm just pairing the
Yeah. No. Good.
Yep, so
Okay, so tell us about the computers and how you want us to get them out.
absolutely. So we've done this so every quarter we pick a local diversity advocacy organization. In the past, we've done it with IBA, we've done it with the African American Chamber of Commerce, and so we want to work with WBEC next. And so the way that this works is we have a lot of technology. We have computers that are like 2 to 3 years old, which are still able to be used. Let's be honest. And between me and you, typically, I feel like the businesses that are kind of newer really are the ones that kind of benefit from this. Your Weebies that can kind of afford to buy new technology. It's not as, the allure is not as strong for like the Weebies that are kind of like grinded. And so every quarter we do this giveaway. Typically the way we do it is this, and we're open to changing it. We basically say